Okay, so now I'm going to talk about constructors in Java. Constructor in Java is a special type of method that is used to initialize an object. Java constructor is invoked at the time of object creation. It constructs the values, that is, provides data for the object, that is why it is known as a constructor. There are some rules for creating Java constructor. There are basically two rules defined for the constructor. Constructor name must be same as the class name. Constructor must have an explicit return type. So here I have a uh, here's a program of constructors which I have typed. So as you can see that public class ABC, and there are global variables I, J and some. So a constructor is basically a constructor basically has the same name as that of the class name, as you can see here, and it has no return type at all. And so this is known as a dummy constructor which has no parameters in it. And you can see there are two constructors over here, ABC. There are two constructors I have done. It is also called constructor overloading. Just as we have function overloading, we also have constructor overloading. So there are two constructors. This is a non-parameterized or a dummy constructor. This is a parameterized constructor. The basic function of a non-parameterized or dummy constructor is to initialize the values to 0. And with a parameterized constructor, you can give any value you want. Either it can be user input or anything. And then we have this public void summation method. We are doing the sum of I and j, and then we are printing the sum over here. So here's the main method, in which you can see I've created an object. The first object which is created, it invokes the first constructor, that is the non-parameterized. As you can see that this thing has no parameters in it, so it will directly invoke this constructor. And this object has 5 and 6 as parameters, so it will directly go to this constructor. So in the first object the values will remain 0, and in the second one 5 and 6 will be given, so I and j's value will be 5 and 6 respectively. Now we call the first now we do call the summation method from the first object. And when we do the we call the summation methods 2 times. So let's see the output. Mm. So as you can see, the output is 0 and 11. Why, I'll explain. As when the first object is called, when the first summation method is called, the here I and j's values are 0. So the sum is 0, and so the sum is printed as 0. But when the second object is called, then its value we have given it as 5 and 6 from parameterized constructor, and so the value becomes 11, and that's why the thing is 11. You can also make it we can also do import and then we can just give something as int x y and give c dot next int y equal to, let's see, dot next, so it'll give a so I'll take in a user input and we can pass those values here. So when I run this, the console will take values, anything we want, suppose 78, 65, and there you go. Again it's 0 and the summation of this is 143. That's it.